Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome to another MAMG Let's Play of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. When we left off, we found out the true identity of Gordy and how Larry Butts, our great, amazing friend, is to blame for that. So now we have some more information. It's time for the second trial of this game, or not this game, but of this case. And I think things are going to get a lot crazier because Von Karma has another day to build up some shady witnesses. We met the boat guy who was amazing. And just, I don't know what to expect anymore. It's crazy, and I know that Von Karma is a butt, so it's gonna be tough. Hopefully I won't have to fight through it like I did last time. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Apparently the prosecution is also ready. Who is the judge here, anyway? Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Very well. So, no opening statement, so...
Not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking.
Right, of course.
A prediction. Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now.
It's a pretty bold prediction. Order. Order. Mr. Von Karma, what is the meaning of your statement just now?
But must you question everything? It will be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. I'll call my witness now.
Right.
I call my witness, my decisive witness, to the stand.
It's that mysterious boat shop owner. It is indeed. Oh god, we're starting with him?
Witness, state your profession.
I'm the proprietor of the restaurant, the Wet Noodle at Cord Lake. And I also rent boats.
The night of the incident, you were in the boat rental shop, correct?
Yep, I was.
Please testify.
Wait a second. We still haven't heard who this old guy is. Yeah, let's raise his objection. Wait a minute. The witness hasn't stated his name yet.
Because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright. Bah. I have predicted this trial to end in 3 minutes. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate.
No, because you're hiding something. You don't want us to know what his name is. Yeah, right. God dang it. The witness will state his name. Well, I'm not really sure. Yep. What do you mean? My, memory.
Your Honor, the witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name.
He can't recall, you say?
Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify.
Very well. Let's hear his testimony then, shall we? Witness. I don't remember what voice I gave him. I know it was like ridiculously drunk and old, but I can't remember. It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight. Yep. I was in the restaurant where I rent boats, as usual. Then I heard a bang. Yep. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Then I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window. Very well. I'd like to begin the cross-examination.
Really, Von Karma? Really? There's nothing to question in my witness's testimony. Ergo, no need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up. Judge, your verdict now.
That's not really? You think that would work, Von Karma? He didn't even tell us who he saw. I know that it's gonna be against us because you're leaving it out, but it doesn't matter. Did you really think you'd win in 3 minutes? Why am I ranting? Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Cross-examine, of course. What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness. Very well. You may begin. Excuse me? Mr. Von Karma.
3 minutes just passed.
I see. Well then, let's just take our time. What a disturbing alarm clock that would be. You may cross-examine the witness. Okay, so what do we need to do? Just after midnight, okay, you were in the restaurant, yeah. You heard a bang. And where did the bang seem to come from? From the lake, I figure.
Are you certain?
Yup.
Good. Continue.
When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake, alright? Was there someone in the boat? It was pretty far out there. I couldn't see clearly. But I figured there was 2 men out there. Yup. But you couldn't see them clearly. Yup. At the time, that is. At the time. Another bang. So you heard 2 gunshots total. Yup. That's what Lotta said in her testimony yesterday. Okay, the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by your window. By your window? Yup, by my window. Right outside the window of my little shack. And could you see the man's face? Well, the fog was pretty darn thick, but he was right there in front of me. I saw him. This is a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I have a bad feeling about this. That man was the defendant. He was saying, I can't believe he's dead. Ooh, yeah. They always set you up for a trap, don't they? But like, okay, he said that he couldn't see clearly until he was right there because the fog was thick, but he could see them way out on the boat? Doesn't make any sense to me. Are you sure? Uh-oh. Dad. Dad. Dead certain, Keith. He said, I can't believe he's dead, as he was walking by, too.
Witness, are you sure that the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth?
It was him, that Edgeworth boy. I can't. This game is so amazing. I just can't. This sounds like decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt. I love how he just like falls back. Oh, this is exactly why I love this game. Like, even if you've played it and even if you remember every single minute detail, you can enjoy this game so much just because the characters are amazing. Alright, anyways, Von Karma. He lured me into cross-examining so he could set me up for a fall. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Nick, I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us. I'd better act quick or this trial's gonna be over. Raise an objection. We have to at this point. Your Honor, we proved in yesterday's court that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun.
Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun, and the photograph showing the man firing with his left hand?
Exactly.
That is easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired. You are ignoring the truth of the matter here. Everything in this witness's testimony is true.
The judge is lost in thought. What should I do?
Object.
Your Honor, the witness claims that Edgeworth said, "I can't believe he's dead." But his word is all we have. If he were telling a lie...
Mr. Wright, in a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently, you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof.
Nick, do we have evidence? It's no good. There's nothing I can do. Are you sure? To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore. Please. Can you hear me, sis? Please. We need your help. Nick needs you.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. 3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record.
Enough. The witness may leave the stand. He's gone. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial, nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. What? No! This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. What? Really? I failed? The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. The court is adjourned. What? Wait! I legit thought who was that just now? Me? Huh? What? Larry! What are you doing here? Listen, you gotta listen to me. I was there in the park the night of the murder. I wasn't sure about it until just yesterday. But today I remembered it. Remembered what? The gunshot. I heard it too. Oh my god, Larry, thank you so much. I legit thought I did something. I was like, did I cross-examine when I wasn't supposed to? Am I gonna get a bad ending? Oh, you had me so worried. God dang it, this game. Order.
What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided. I call for adjournment.
One moment, Mr. Von Karma. So you say you heard a gunshot? Yeah, I did. A gunshot. That night. I was sitting here in the audience, listening to the testimony. Then I realized something he said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I can't just sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify. All right, Larry, what you got, buddy? Order. Order. Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court. I'm not quite sure how to proceed.
Judge, you've already given your decision. The trial is over.
Nick, this is it. Larry's given us one final chance at this. She's right. If only it wasn't Larry. He could make things even worse. Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse. You're right. Okay. Your Honor, if there's another witness, it is our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now.
A waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned.
Come on, Judge. Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard.
What is this?
I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Thank you, Judge. Thank you so much. Oh, I love you. You're the best. You may be a big doof, but you're the best. This game wouldn't be possible without this judge. Mr. Von Karma, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now.
What?
The court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear this new witness. Court is adjourned. Your new witness also was, wanted for murder in the first one, but he was innocent, but I'm just saying he's kind of, a little crazy. Phew. That was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth.
I've seen worse.
Yeah, right, Edgeworth. You're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to say in there. Larry was at the lake that night. Yes. He said he went looking for the Steel Samurai balloon that flew into the lake. Oh, right. And he found the balloon and the air tank that night. Yeah. Hey, Edgeworth.
Huh? You say something right.
Yeah, a lot of things. You seem to be out of it. What's wrong?
It's nothing.
Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you.
What's that?
Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon?
Oh.
When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. Then, I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really. I see.
Right.
Yeah?
This might be our chance.
Our chance? Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials. Perfect trials? Perfectly prepared witnesses. Perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. And it's Larry. He has let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court. And that someone is Larry. What are you getting at? It's like his testimony will be full of holes, Wright. That's right, Nick. No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth. Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15. Everything depends on Larry now. Oh, Larry. Buddy, pal, friend. Don't let us down. Give us a late Christmas miracle. Court is now back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything that you saw on the night of December 24th. Right, leave it to me. Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Von Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break. Alright, Larry, what you got? That night, I was out on the boat on the lake. I was looking for something and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back in at the rental dock shop. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard a bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't notice the boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. That was an unusually vague testimony, even for this court. In any matter, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong, Nick? It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared. Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but forward, Nick. I guess we might as well press everything we can, because it's a pretty short testimony. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? There were so many things wrong, I don't know where to begin. Well, okay. First of all, what time was it? It was after 11 when I went out on the boat. By that time, everyone had gone home for the night. So, I waited until the coast was clear, so to speak. And why were you out on the boat at such a late hour? Looking for something. Yeah. Looking for something? Yeah. Mr. Butts, what was it you were looking for?
What the witness was searching for is irrelevant. Most likely, he was hunting for this Gordy.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if that was the truth.
This is all irrelevant. Let's get this over with.
Around what time was that? Well, let's see. I figure I was out searching for about an hour. I guess it was around 12. Yeah.
You're not sure?
Hey, don't give me that face. I'm not some sort of human sundial, okay? People use watches these days, Larry. Also, sundials aren't effective at night. Just as you were thinking about going home, you heard a bang. Where did the sound come from? Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure about that. I looked around, you know? Did you look at the lake? Yeah, I looked. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't notice the boat. Wasn't there a boat on the lake?
Order! Order!
Well, Mr. Butts. Whoa. Everybody just calm down, okay? I mean, it was real foggy that night. I'm not sure whether there was a boat out there or not. Oh, okay. No problem. That's just the most important part of the case. Oh, Larry. Single gunshot. So you only heard one bang, correct? Yeah. Huh. Well, Nick? It was a pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? I guess I should just start working on the contradictions. Sorry. Wish I could be more helpful. I wish I could call my sister. It's okay, stop being so hard on yourself. Okay, a single bang, which we have Lotta's testimony. 2 sounds. Got it. Wait a sec, Larry. What? You only heard one bang? You're sure? That's what I said. But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday that she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots that night. Huh? Were you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what they said? Yo, Nick, please. Huh? You know, something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay? Mr. Butts. What? You only heard 1 gunshot. Are you sure? Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure. Huh? Not sure? How could you not be sure? Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was listening to something else. Something else? My radio, dude, on my headphones. What? Larry. Oh my God, Larry. Order, order, and stop that booing. Mr. Butts, you were listening to a radio on earphones. Yeah? So what? Not a crime? I listen to my radio. Everybody listens to the radio. What's the big deal?
Mr. Von Karma, your opinion. Waste of time. I do not accept this witness nor his shoddy testimony.
Well, Mr. Wright, should he continue the testimony? Yeah, we gotta get something. Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony.
Bah! Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost.
Very well, Mr. Butts. Please give your testimony, and be sure to include the details of your radio. Right, leave it to me. I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me. Alright, Larry. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an all request show on the radio, see? I was listening to it real booming loud like. But I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when he heard it too. Ooh, I need to press right there. You were listening to your radio at a high volume. Yeah? What's the big problem? Can't a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country? I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is.
Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio.
True enough, it is difficult to believe this testimony.
Objection!
Wait, Your Honor. The witness says he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot. Excuse me? DJ? An announcer. The guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Wright. I can't believe I'm continuing this charade.
All right, what did the radio say to you, Larry? I need to know. Okay, it's lonely. You got your girl, okay? Fiance, was it? All right, come on. What did you hear? This is what's important.
What did he say?
Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible good could knowing what a radio DJ said do us?
Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care. We should care. We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should.
Why?
Well, how do you know if we don't ask him? Huh? Fine. Very well. Mr. Butts, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot? Just when she said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas. I heard the gunshot." So it wasn't midnight yet. Are you sure? Of course I am. She had this real sexy voice. Maybe Von Karma is right. I'm not sure how that helped us at all. This is the most ludicrous testimony I've ever heard. But there is one gleaming ray of hope in there. I've got to press it until we get to the bottom of what happened. Okay, Christmas Eve. Okay. Should we go ahead and... It's got to be the DJ thing. Sometime on the 24th or 25th. Lotta's testimony? Okay, good. Okay, good. Awesome. Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct? Huh? What's with the face? You look scary, dude. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, you know, you better know I don't scare that easy. Is something the matter, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," when he heard the gunshot. Indeed. And? Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve. That would seem to be the case, yes. But that contradicts the two testimonies we have heard so far, Your Honor. Both Miss Hart and the old man said it was after midnight when they heard the shots. In other words, when they heard the gunshots, it was already Christmas. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor. Proving Larry wrong doesn't really help us, though. Order. Order. What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight.
Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious.
What? Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Mr. Butts' claim that he heard the gunshot before midnight?
We gotta put faith in him.
Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard that gunshot before midnight.
Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim. Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight.
12:15. The empty photo. Yeah. Look at this photograph. Every time I make this joke, I almost did, but I didn't because I've already done it. So it's done. Did I do that? Anyways, look at the photograph. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m.
Oh yeah?
But there's nothing on the lake in this picture. Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It's why this photograph exists at all. What do you mean? Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises. Aha! Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely Christmas Eve. Indeed, it would seem that is the case. Then, where does that leave us? Miss Hart testified that she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken? Not at all, Your Honor. It is a fact that the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night, there were 2 sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them. Why would this be?
Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera was set to respond to loud noises.
Yes?
There is no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why? The witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera.
Hey, my nose was clear that night, man. Clear. Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 p.m. was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any. Fire 3 times. This is my evidence. The murder weapon? Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When then was the last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. That 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight. Order. Order. That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake.
Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you, why?
Uh-oh, I better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes? Huh? What's wrong, Nick? I have it. I have it. Huh? Remember the case with the Steel Samurai? Huh? Yeah, of course. I remember. The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case. What do you mean? Maya. Yes. If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch, and I'm going to run with it. Right. I mean, is this safe? Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay? Right, Nick. Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright. The testimony just now has cleared up the entire case. You guys know what it is yet? I don't know exactly. I can't remember. What do you mean, Mr. Wright?
Tisk, tisk, tisk. So, you finally realize the truth. There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself.
Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting.
Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, one boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat, and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat.
I admit, it is hard to imagine any other possibility. Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says 0015. But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. That's the only way that Edgeworth could be innocent.
Mr. Wright, are you quite mad?
Explain who is sitting on the boat. Is it Edgeworth and the murderer? It can't be Edgeworth and Hammond. Maybe it's the murderer and Hammond. No, but we just said he died 15 minutes before, so it has to be the Edgeworth and the murderer. Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth. What? Are you serious? Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place. I'm not sure what to make of all this.
Ludicrous.
Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer then. The murderer's name? Right. It's... I don't know. It can't be Edgeworth, so it's either... Do we pin it on Lotta? She may give us more information. Oh, Lotta, I'm so sorry. The murderer is none other than Miss Lotta Hart. The investigative photographer? Yes. You're saying that young lady dressed up like Robert Hammond and fooled Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, well, she did look sort of manly.
I am ashamed I actually listened to this utter nonsense. Listen. You came to this conclusion based on a piece of evidence. That is, this photograph taken at 11:50. If you didn't have this photograph, you would never have made this claim. Correct? And just who was it who went out of her way to give you that piece of evidence?
It was Lotta Hart.
Why would the murderer go to all the trouble just to deliver you decisive evidence?
I guess they wouldn't. Ah, crap. Gonna penalize you, that's fine. Whoops! He looks suspicious. I better bluff and bluff good. The murderer's name. I don't know. Actually, I don't know the murderer's name. Oh! You're gonna go with the boat shop owner. I gotcha. You don't know.
Again, you waste my time.
I don't know because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond. The caretaker of the boat shop? Where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then. Why would he have to go all the way out on the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest that the real scene of this crime was not in a boat? What? Well then, where did the murder take place? Here, I think?
Take that!
Yeah. Here, of course, the boat shop where he lives. That way, he could meet with the victim without anyone seeing.
Objection!
Do you have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime?
Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. Aw, look at him searching. That night, he was out on the lake in a boat, searching for something. He finds it and returns the boat. Then, just as he's starting to head home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned a boat? The boat shop. Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Gourd Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, are you sure about this? Not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning, and I take it slow, I might be able to figure this out. That night, the caretaker of the boat called Robert Hammond to his shop. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond. Then, he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake. Then, who fired the pistol in the boat, Mr. Wright? Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice. Both missed Edgeworth on purpose. Wait a minute. Yes? Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone? Details.
Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice.
I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor. Create a witness? The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and he fires again. Then, he is very good at falling backwards dramatically. The murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him. I see. To someone looking from the edge of the lake, it would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other. The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice to draw the attention to the boat. Once you realize that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop. Then he put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body and threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired that night on Gourd Lake. What you got now? Solid proof there. Or not proof, theory maybe. Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly. Very well. While we are waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said.
Yes.
Well, why did you go to the lake that night?
What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes. Several days ago, I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me.
Something important?
I'm sorry, I can't say what it was.
Your Honor, sir. Bailiff, we are conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet. The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either. What? What should I do? Find him quickly. We cannot allow him to get away. He's on the run now. Mr. Von Karma, your witness has disappeared.
A search warrant has already been issued.
It goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I will extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood?
He does not look happy.
One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him, and I want to know who he is. Very well. Court is adjourned. See? If only he told us his name, which Von Karma didn't want us to happen, or want us to do. Yay, Nick! You did it! Yeah. Well, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict. And what about Larry? That was something else. Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped us out. Sure, once I sifted through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down to the wire all the time. I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of your clients. Hey, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? Did you say something? Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably gonna get off the hook. You could try to smile a little.
I'm sorry, but I fear it's not over for me yet.
What do you mean?
Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now, and I don't know whether or not to tell you.
Edgeworth?
No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you, to get it off my chest, but I can't make up my mind.
What is this about, Edgeworth?
It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed.
A crime you committed?
A memory of a murder.
Ooh. Edgy. What you gonna tell us, buddy? Alrighty, so there we go. That is the second trial phase. We'll have to do another investigation so that we can get more evidence and figure out what's going on here. And maybe we'll be able to get to the bottom of all this, but we'll have to save that for another day, another episode. So until then, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys on the next MAMJ. Let's play. Fine. Whatever. It's like I said, the compressor was bust. So I took the tank and tried to fill the samurai up with that. And then... Goodbye, Steel Samurai! The valve busted open and made this incredible noise. And that tank there took off like a rocket. And it took my poor deflated Steel Samurai with it. What? Off in the Gourd Lake? He sure scared me out of my gourd, that's for sure. Oh, Larry, I love you so much.